Gordon, how come you already unboxed it?
I already unboxed it because I wanted to weigh it. Guess what? In fact, I wanted to make sure first this was a laptop. I thought it was.
Well, what is it?
I thought it was just a regular XPS 15. Of course, the famous Dell XPS 15. It is not. It is actually the Dell XPS 15 2-in-1. Check it out. The big difference, of course, is it is a convertible laptop.
Nice.
Some people are not into these. I gotta say, I really wasn't at first, but you use a convertible long enough and you really don't want anything else because it's so handy.
So is it underpowered compared to the regular 15?
And of course the big deal is this is Kaby Lake G inside. In fact, I think this is the Core i5 version. In fact, it is because it's got the sticker for it. It is a Core i5 8305G that gives you a quad core Intel 8th gen CPU, which I'm going to tell you a little bit more about in a second. And for graphics, it has Radeon. I got to look at my paper, my notes for this. Radeon RX Vega MGL. That means the low version, not GH. GH is the 100-watt version. What's in here is a combined package with a quad-core 8th gen CPU and a custom AMD chip with 4 gigs of HBM2. You all know about this. Dell actually unveiled this at CES. This is the first time I'm seeing it outside of their control. It is a lot bigger than I remember it being, but most controversial thing, of course.
Type A, right?
We're going to walk you through this for you don't know. It has Thunderbolt ports. It has a Noble lock, not a Kensington lock. You do have the Courageous headphone port. It has a fingerprint reader. It has IR for Windows Hello, all that Windows Hello stuff. But look at the other side. If you were expecting to find a Type A on here, you don't get it. Dell says, ain't no room for it. We give you 4 USB-C Thunderbolt ports.
Dongle life.
Dongle life, yo. And of course, the keyboard is going to be interesting. This is Dell's maglev keyboard. Yeah, maglev, like the trains we're never going to see in our lifetimes. Lower travel, but thinner. Let's them make this thing thinner. You know, everybody wants thinner laptops. Everybody does want it. But you know, you get your touch, you get your pen. The pen is included with this. But again, it's really a lot of this is real. Besides the maglev and the lack of Type A, the big thing is Kaby Lake G and the competition. Now, I have not actually fired this up and tested yet, but I have just finished testing the Spectre, the other competitor to this, which is this Spectre X360 15 with Kaby Lake G. The Core i7 part, not the Core i5 part. What's very interesting to me is when we all talked about these, you know, Kaby Lake G came out and we're like, the CPU side is a 15-watt, you know, standard 8th gen CPU. Really, same thing you can squish into an XPS 13. Intel said, look, this chip, remember, we have full control over it. We take our 8th gen chip, we put it on a package with the graphics. If the graphics are not using all the power and all the cooling, we say, hey, let's use more power, right? Because we can control that. You can't do that with discrete. You might blow something up if you tried to push it that way. So, in testing the Spectre, the Core i7 of the same chip that's in here, the Kaby Lake G, it performs, even though we were all sort of led to believe it was a 15-watt 8th gen part, it performs better and very close to an H series 7th gen CPU. Basically, it is exactly what Intel said. Hey, you're not using the GPU. We're going to use all that power. We're going to use all the thermals, and we are going to crank the clocks up. We are going to, you know, use more power than you would normally be allowed. And this thing, despite it, you know, sort of, you would expect the performance to be closer to a standard 8th gen low watt part. It runs like an H part, right, which is 45 watts. So that's really good. Basically, and this is really surprising to me, this Spectre performs as well as this older XPS 15 9560 with a 7th gen Kaby Lake quad core and GTX 1050. As far as gaming performance, I'm also going to mention this. Again, I have not fired up the Dell yet, but it's got the same graphics chip as the HP, the Spectre, its competitor.
So the low one?
The low one, performance, pretty much where we were sold on. You're looking at somewhere between 1050 GTX 1050 performance and 1050 Ti. Sometimes, in fact, it's a little bit faster than 1050 Ti. It's definitely not close to a 1060 part. 1060 Max Q even, it doesn't really get in the same ballpark. But again, what you typically would have gotten in a laptop this thick, let's look at this. This is the 2-in-1, right? So we're basically looking at GTX 1050. This typically, that's all you could cram into this original. Let's hold up the original non 2-in-1 version XPS.
Type A.
Oh, Type A port. Oh, we missed you already. Typically, it takes, you're getting more power in something a little bit thinner, a little bit lighter. You just really, I will say one thing I've usually seen in these convertible laptops, usually run a good clip slower than a traditional clamshell. That's because this could be used in a tablet mode. You're going to fold this thing back. You're going to put it against your body. So universally, most convertible laptops run slower than standard clamshell laptops. That's not the case with Kaby Lake G, at least not the Spectre. I'm going to guess the same thing with the Dell. They're basically using less power, so they don't generate as much heat, and they're able to just really give you the same performance as a standard clamshell, except in a convertible. That's actually a big change, because I've seen a lot of these 15-inch convertibles with really nerfed performance. Now, that's understandable. Again, you're going to press this up against your body. You're going to put your hands on it. You're not going to do that with the standard clamshell laptop. You can fold the screen back, and that's it. That's all you're going to get. You might use it on your lap, but with the tablet mode, they really do have to be wary of managing the thermals. So Kaby Lake G in both this brand new XPS 2-in-1 15 and the X360 really don't have that performance issues that you have seen in a lot of convertibles. So pretty awesome.
Nice. And you'll be doing some full testing coming up?
Full testing, and I got very last thing, Internet, I'm going to throw you for a loop here. I just weighed this because I really want to see, because weight does really matter with you get to these laptops. This laptop is 4 pounds. Now, I'm going to give you a choice. You can mull about this. 4 pounds, 5 ounces, 4 pounds, 9 ounces for the traditional XPS 15. This is a 4K panel with touch, so heavier. Also, HP Spectre X360 15 4K panel again, touch panel, all that stuff, Kaby Lake G, 4 pounds, 10 ounces. So definitely a good weight savings on that XPS 15 2-in-1. I really look forward to it, but I'm going to give you this just to throw you for a loop. Now, traditionally, this is a gaming laptop. This is the MSI GS65. I just finished reviewing this GS65 Stealth Thin. Inside, wait for it, Coffee Lake H, right? This sucker is fast. We're looking at a 6-core 8th gen CPU and GeForce GTX 1060 graphics, all in this package. This is not 4K, which adds maybe 2 to 3 ounces to the weight sometimes, but the weight of the MSI GS65 is 4 pounds. It's lighter than those other 3 laptops.
Whoa, wow.
4K, all that stuff adds a little weight to it, but I gotta say, the line between sort of a productivity work laptop and a gaming laptop is really gonna get blurry. This is what I would consider a traditional gaming laptop, but it's 4 pounds, and you're getting 6 cores of blazing fast performance. A full analysis is coming, and GTX 1060 graphics. For 4 pounds. Yeah, the power brick's heavier. Once you weigh that in, it throws it off a little bit, but still. 4 pounds versus 4 pounds, 5 ounces, 4 pounds, 10 ounces, 4 pounds, 9 ounces. So, I don't know.
It's a good time to have a laptop,
It's a good time to have a laptop. That's a great thing. If you got an old laptop, you got something you're not going to get any kind of security updates for Spectre Meltdown. Thank you, Intel. Maybe it's time to buy a new one. You can't lose, basically. You're getting so much more performance at a weight class unheard of 3 years ago. We dreamed about this performance 3 years ago in a laptop this thin. So
nice. Love it, Gordon.
Very
Thanks.
impressive. Check it out, PCWorld.com. More videos. Full review of the XPS 15 2-in-1 coming soon.